Are you here? Well, welcome to the show, everybody. Or body, one body, two bodies. Let's see if we're going out over the internet here. Check in with the old YouTube. It's spinning, it's spinning. This says live. Check in with the old YouTube. There it is. Very good. We're out there. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Thursday Minutes with Milo. All right, there's Garth Ock. Howdy, howdy. Already getting these red numbers skip frames due to encoding lag. I think it's a lie, but it's not a lie. I watch these videos back, and sometimes in the first, it's like, man, it just get it warmed up, but it skips a little bit, and then it gets into stride, and it kind of clears up. So, it's my Friday. Everybody that has tomorrow off, come on down. Let's just have a Friday party. We're going to meet anywhere you want to. Just let me know. You gotta let me know. It's already too late. I can't make it there right now. Oh well, maybe next week. But I appreciate anybody watching live or after it's live. Like, subscribe to the channel, and check out some of my other videos. This goes up live tonight, of course. Hello. And then tomorrow, it'll be a video. So you can watch it later. If you get bored right now, you can watch the rest of it tomorrow. That's fine. It's my Thursday. I know. Somebody got smart. That put you onto that idea. Working a 4-day work week, 10 hours a day, can make a long, long day. Seems like there's 4 Mondays in every week. It's just the way it is. I don't know. And it always seems like that last Monday, aka Thursday, it goes real good usually. It's first. And then when you're getting down to it, getting down to just the last hour or two, it just freaking goes off the wall. That's the way today was. I thought I had it made. Nope, nope, nope. Worked up to the last minute, got into the shop after everybody had already gone, got through the paperwork, got home late. But I got home knowing, I don't have to work tomorrow. So, tonight's show, Death Valley. I don't travel a lot. I haven't traveled a lot. Anywhere I go is just pretty much like where I'm at now. I've been to Vegas, and so I know kind of what a dry, arid climate's like. But, they water everything out there, so, you got trees and some stuff, and they get rain, and it's different. But Death Valley is just, never been there, but what I see, what I know, I don't see how anything survives. And like I said, in the little post that I made, if you like it hot, this show's for you. Because Death Valley, saw a picture when I was doing a little research, guy standing next to a thermostat, thermometer, whatever you want to call it, a thing that tells the temperature. It's at 116 degrees. And that's hot. Hey Robert, what's up? And that's real hot. Now, it's been hot lately around here. And I haven't really checked on it. I've heard a couple of times, oh, we broke records on heat and stuff like that. When I was a youngster, I remember going out to play, and my parents tell me, it's really hot outside. It's in the 90s. All right. And if you must know, that was back like late 60s, early 70s, maybe, probably late 60s. So it has been hot here, and it will continue to be hot here. Sometimes hotter than others, I know. Sometimes colder than others. But that's the way it works. Just the way it works. So tonight, one of the things I'm going to do is one of my favorite things. We're going to fly Google Earth. I really like it just because it always blows my mind to look at the things on Google Earth. So, without further ado, I think we'll travel to Death Valley. Maybe on the Google Earth if I can get it to do my window capture thing. Oh, look, there it is. You can't see it, but I can see it. Just be patient. Let me figure this out for the 100th time. Don't change nothing. I've already looked at this, so I'm not going to even look at all those things. Because you know what I'll do. I was like, oh, what's that button do? And the next thing you know, poof, I have screwed the pooch. That means made it worse for all you people out there that don't know what that means. Bam. All right. So this is not Death Valley. Hello. Let me move this around a little bit. See if I can get that. Because on my screen, this is the center of the world. Just on my screen. Why did I go to Iceland? Because I wanted to start someplace cold and far, far away, and then we'll go to Death Valley. So, you can't see the whole screen. I don't know why, but I want to search up here. I'm looking down here because that's where my keyboard is. Death Valley, California. You ready? There. What? Here we go. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Ah. And there we are. Doesn't look like much, does it? No. Because, it's not much. So let's just see where it is in relationship to the United States of America. The itty bitty. Can you still see it? Right there, the itty bitty dot. How come we don't see I got a hand. I can spin the world. Right there, that itty bitty dot. So let's zoom in again. Uh-oh. I lost it. Back. Now, see, here's Las Vegas. Let's zoom into Las Vegas. If you look at Las Vegas from up here, way up here, it doesn't look much different than what it looks like in Death Valley. See what I do? I can't. There it is. See, Death Valley. So maybe I was closer to being in Death Valley than I realized. Conditions speaking. Because it was hot. It was hot in Vegas. I enjoyed it immensely. I like the heat. Now, I like it hot. I like it dry. I like it humid. I just like hot. Probably the hottest place I've ever been. Definitely the most humid was Miami, Florida. Maybe I've talked about this before, but the humid out there, just like you get out of your air conditioner car and it just kind of hugs you, just like, oh, I'm so glad you're out of your car. Now you can really feel the heat. And I went there in summertime. So it was humid and it was hot, but it was very pretty, very sunny. So what is so special about Death Valley? I don't know. There's a national park there. But as I know, what little I know, traveling west to get to California, a lot of times you have to pass through Death Valley, depending on what the road you take, or what route you're following, or whatever it might be. Sign in to chat. What is it? What? Let me do this once again. I had to do this last time. It knocked me out of my own chat. Let's see. Let's bring it back up because maybe people are saying something. Okay. Robert checked in. Garthok says, howdy, Robert. I said howdy. Garthok says, Death Valley National Park is the largest national park. Well, that's cool. On here, it doesn't look to be that big. I don't know. I wonder if I can get it to show the boundaries. I think we could see it moves around as I zoom in. It's right there. Now, I wonder, is that this whole area? Of course, why can't you see my cursor? You think it's the whole area? Let's see. I wonder if I could get it to show me Death Valley. Let's try that. National Park. What if it'll show me the boundaries? It's thinking on it. It didn't change anything. You want the telephone number? I can give you the telephone number. Show balloon, fly here, save to my places. No. No. What? Do I have one that says boundaries? Borders, labels, announcements, photos, places, roads. Nope. Nope. I can't get it to show me the boundaries. But we'll take your word for it. It's the largest national park. But it doesn't look like much. We'll look at this because there's a stretch of road that you travel, and it's like crazy distance between gas stations. Why again? Why again to say sign into chat? What's going on with that? Last time I fixed it, it's low in elevation in my mind. It should be cooler. Garthok says it's more than 3 million acres. Wow. So here's a place you wouldn't want to go. All right, if I click that, what does that say? Why are you giving me all this trouble? Oh, my chat. It's my chat. All messages you send on. I don't care. I think it's below sea level. We'll find out. So there's Furnace Creek. So here's Death Valley Junction. Funeral Mountains Wilderness Area. Not an inviting place. But it all looks the same. You know what I mean? It all looks the same. Betty Junction. Hottest, highest recorded temperature in the world was recorded at 134 degrees Fahrenheit in July 1913. I guess that was in Death Valley, right? There's Stovepipe Wells. Gold Center. Ashton. It's really kind of hard to get an idea of how big these mountains are. But look at all this. Can you see that right there? It looks like where water runs out of the mountain. But I don't think there's any water in Death Valley. That's probably old runoff, erosion. What do you think? What's that say? Mosaic Canyon Trailhead. Oh, look, there's cars. See, that's not water. That's just sand. That's just sediment. That's crazy. That's crazy. So let's look at some of the deal. Wow. That's some stuff there. Look at all that sand. What happens when we go down? Can we see a lizard? How about a lizard? How about a lizard? Nope, it's too grainy. Can't see lizards. But see, all that looks like water runoff. I mean, it really does. Am I wrong? There's not water running down through there now? I wonder how long ago it's been since there was like this much water flowing through these valleys. Because everything you look at, everything I'm seeing here looks like river sediment. What are these little green dots? What do you think those green dots are? Crop circles. It's crop circles. What are those things? They all look the same. Who knows? Maybe an anomaly. Water treatment plant? I don't think they're water treatment plants. What it looked like? Oh, what's this? Silver Peak. That looks like somebody's swimming pool. Huh, that's weird. Whoa, going too fast, going too fast, going too fast. Hold on, where's the San Andreas Fault? I know, I'm getting sidetracked. San Andrea, I don't know how you spell it, with a T, fault. Oh, that didn't spell it. We couldn't understand your location. What is it? What's the big place where it's going to cause it, California to drop off into the ocean? How do you spell that? Quickly, quickly. What is it? There's Reno. Huh. The irrigation sprinklers that pivot from the center of the circle so they grow some kind of crop. There it is. All right, good deal. SANAD. Well, look at that. Bam, asking you shall receive. Search. Here we go. We're not going far. Oh, well, we are going far. Well, I'm kind of disappointed in that too. Just because I was told that when it cracked, all California would drop off into the ocean. That's not going to be the case. Just this little crack right here. Just that little piece right in there. Let's get down on it. See if we can see any lizards here. Whoa, quit it. There it is. Look at that big old line. Whoa. Of course, it just looks like hills from down here. Up here, you can kind of see the line. Earth buckling. Travels a long way. Travels a long way. All right, so let's minimize that. Here we go. So here's this picture of this dude. You can't see it now because it's all messed up. Come on, man. What are you doing? Why can't I see that whole screen? What happened? What happened while I was away? There he is. So there he is standing next to the 116 degree Fahrenheit. Let's see what it says about the National Death Valley National Park. All right. Oh my gosh, where am I? There we go. Danger, Will Robinson. Extreme high temperatures of 100 to 130 degrees. Minimize outside time outside in heat. Do not hike more than after 10 a.m. Drink plenty of water. Travel prepared to survive. Cell phones do not work in most of the park. Now, you can't see all of it. That's what it says. Why can't they see all of it? No. Right, right. Huh. Whoa. I screwed that up. What happened? What happened? There it is. Okay. Don't click things right in the middle of the show. All right. So dismiss. Hottest, driest. Let's get down here. Shrink it. Shrink it more. Shrink it more. Shrink it more. Shrink it more. Shrink it even more. There we go. Maybe now we're getting into it. All right. All right. Can y'all see that? I know Robert can't see it because he's doing it on his phone. The Devil's Hole in Death Valley. All right. Let's look at that real quick. I think you said Devil's Hole. Go. Here we go. We're going. We're going. How come you can't see the little label? So that says the Devil's Hole right there. Well, you don't see the labels at all, do you? What happened? All right, so there we go. There, that little blue dot is supposedly, I guess, the hole. Zoom in on that. Huh. Not a very good picture. Let's see what it says over here. Let's see what it really looks like. Devil's Hole, Death Valley. So what is it? Just a big old crack in the earth? All right, all right, all right. Huh. Okay. Devil's Hole is a geographical formation located in a detached unit of Death Valley National Park and surrounded by Ash Meadows National Wildlife Refuge. You can't see it again. Window capture. Get it up there. So there it is. Looking into the Devil's Hole, the dark area is the surface of the water. According to the caption of the picture, that's an old busted fence right there. You see, this is an old busted fence. Kind of a hot springs. The water is supposed to be water of a Devil's Hole's constant 93 degrees year round. Yikes. Yikes, man. More details. All right. Oh, God. Quit it. All right. Devil's Hole Wikipedia. Devil's Hole geothermal pool with a limestone cavern in the Amargosa Desert in Amargosa Valley of Nevada, east over the Amargosa Ridge and Funeral Mountains from Death Valley. Elevation of 730 meters. That's 2,400 feet above sea level, and the water is a constant temperature of 91 degrees Fahrenheit. 91. The surface area of the Devil's Hole is about 22 meters long by 30.5 meters wide. That's 72 feet long and 11 feet wide. About 1 foot deep on one end of the Devil's Hole is a small rock shelf, 11 by 16 feet. Well, we give you a lot of stuff. Apparently that's the viewing platform. That one picture we saw looked like somebody had done busted the fence down and gotten into it, didn't it? It did. It did. There, I'm back. I was gone for a minute. This overlooks the hole. Interesting. All right, get out of that. Get out of that. We're back to it. Badwater Basin. Let's see. What are these? These are the alerts. Road status. Yeah, I made it so small so you guys can see it. I can't see it. All right, so that looks like that's the outline of the park. Let's see if we can zoom out. Getting a little better idea. Yeah. So this has to be the park, the whole area of the park. Oh, why? Credit. Yep. So that's the park. Death Valley National Park. I don't know what the red lines are. I don't have anything that tells me. Unpaved back roads, caution. Closed. Let me zoom in a little bit. I can't read it. We're at 35%. How's that? That's a little better. What are you doing? What are you doing? There we go. Harry Wade Road has deep sand on the north end, close to a mile. Use extreme caution as temperatures continue to rise. Closed. Note that road closures listed below apply to all motorized vehicles, including motorcycles. The roads were completely washed out in places. Well, let's see what Robert was talking about. I think it was Robert. Said they just had a flood. Let's see. Death Valley. Heavy thunderstorms on Friday dumped nearly a year's worth of rain over Death Valley National Park in just 3 hours, resulting in flash flooding that damaged dozens of vehicles, closed roads throughout the park, and trapped roughly 1,000 visitors and staff. Wow. When was that? Death Valley roads ripped apart during once in a 1,000-year flood. Huh. The hottest place on Earth was doused with a year's worth of rain in just 3 hours. It still doesn't say when that was. AccuWeather. Where's my cursor? Let's see what the video says. Can you see the video? Come on. We don't care about stop eating this for breakfast. Skip it. Skip it. I understand. Oh, gosh. How come we can't skip this junk? Oh, ads. Another 5 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Another 5 seconds. Oh, that's actual moving water. Well, don't look like big flooding to me. A couple of years ago, probably a couple of years ago. So much.
Over 100 miles inland from.
Oh, that's good. Huh. Well, that's interesting. It says August 10th, 2022. That's the Smithsonian Magazine. So a couple of years ago, about now. What? That's crazy. Look at this picture. Oh, man. There's your one. You see all those cars stopped there? Wow. That'd been something to be there. To see that. Once in a 1,000-year flood. It's real pretty. It really is. Nice. So, let's get back to, come on, there we go. Campgrounds. There's campgrounds in the park? All campgrounds except Furnace Creek Campground are first come, first served, year round. Fire restrictions in effect from 6/15 to 9/15. That's June 15th, I guess, to September. No open flame fires are allowed in Thorndike, Wild Rose, or Mahogany Flats. Stay on roads with your vehicles. Don't get out there and make donuts. Is this page helpful? Not really. I'm not going to go to Death Valley. Zoom back out here. Can we? There's Tule Springs Fossil Bed in New Mexico. Here's Lake Mead. There's Lake Mead. See Lake Mead? I've been there. Been to Lake Mead. So I really wasn't that far from Death Valley. Cool. Let's see. Let's see what the gas prices are. Right now. God's keeping you on the road. Oh my gosh. Really? Really? Number 2 diesel is $7.72. Regular unleaded, $7.26. 7.20. What? I don't care. 7.26. Man, oh man. You're driving the hottest place on earth. You must know about Death Valley gas stations. You'll need to keep a full tank when arriving at Death Valley. The distance between gas stations can be quite a distance, and fuel availability is limited. We've traveled through Death Valley several times, so we're familiar with the train and the gas station situation. Use our guide to help you plan your Death Valley road trip and fuel plan for your adventure. Well, I wonder how many electrical charging stations they got out there. They got like 100%, except once every 1,000 years, they got like 100% sunshine out there. So I would think solar energy would be extremely abundant out there. Can we go back? Nope, can't go back. Let's see if we click on one of these. Furnace Creek Chevron Station. It's got what? 3.5, 4 stars. We can call them, see if they're open. Airport Road? Really? I was thinking this place was like, was there an airport? I ain't gonna waste my time. Is there any pictures? Nope, no pictures. No pictures. Directions. You go to Death Valley, you hit that lizard rock, and you make a right. Alright, where is Wikipedia? There we go. They're going to ask me to donate again. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. I'm not going to donate. Not going to donate. Did that shift it for you guys? Okay. Here we go. The park occupies an interface zone between the arid Great Basin and Mojave Deserts, protecting the northwest corner of the Mojave Desert and its diverse environment of salt flats, sand dunes, badlands, valleys, canyons, and mountains. Death Valley is the largest national park in the contiguous United States. That means not including Hawaii and Alaska, as well as the hottest, driest, and lowest of all the national parks in the United States. So everybody was right. It is low, it is hot, and it is big. It contains Badwater Basin, the second lowest point in the Western Hemisphere and lowest in North America at 282 feet below sea level. More than 93% of the park is designated wilderness area. Well, yeah. 282 feet. So, if the polar ice caps melt and the ocean rises and sinks California, it might be good to have some Death Valley property, because a lot of it might be underwater. And it's going to be 282 feet there. Is the San Andreas fault responsible? No, just global warming. The ice caps are going to melt, and it's going to flood it. And that may cause part of California to break off. You never know. Let's look at our computer model and see. The park is home to many species of plants, animals, which have adapted to the harsh desert environment, including, I don't know, the Joshua tree, bighorn sheep, coyotes, and the endangered Death Valley pupfish. Yep, we got to see a picture of the pupfish. There it is. The Death Valley pupfish, also known as Salt Creek pupfish, is a small species of fish in the family whatever, found only in Death Valley National Park, California. But where? Death Valley pupfish is a small silvery colored fish with 6 to 9 vertical dark bands on its side and has an average length of 1.5 inches. But where do they swim? Distribution and habitat. The species is known from only 2 locations in Death Valley. Salt Creek, about 49 meters or 161 foot below sea level, and Cotton Ball Marsh, about 260 feet below sea level. They are thought to be the remainders of a large ecosystem of fish species that lived in Lake Manly, which dried up at the end of the last ice age, leaving the present-day Death Valley. The spring-fed pools of Upper Salt Creek are the year-round habitat of pupfish. There you go. I wonder if that water is drinkable. You know what I mean? Is it all full of salt? Is it all full of brine? What is it? Nope, they're an endangered species. They ain't big enough to eat. Of course, I guess if you had to, you would. The park is home to many species of plants. Okay. A series of Native American groups inhabited the area from as early as 7000 BC. Most recently, the Timbisha around 1000 AD, who migrated between winter camps in the valleys and summer grounds into the mountains. A group of European Americans lost in the valley in 1849 while looking for a shortcut to the goldfields of California gave this valley its grim name, even though only one of the group died there. Huh. Several short-lived boom towns sprang up during the late 19th and early 20th centuries to mine gold and silver. The only long-term profitable ore in the mine was borax, which was transported out of the valley with 20-mule teams. The valley later became the subject of books, radio programs, television series, and movies. Tourism expanded in the 1920s when resorts were built around stovepipe wells and Furnace Creek. Death Valley National Monument was declared in 1933, and the park was substantially expanded to become a national park in 1994. What? Look at that. The valley is actually a graben, with the oldest rocks being extensively metamorphosed and at least 1.7 billion years old. Ancient, warm, shallow seas deposited marine sediments until rifting opened the Pacific Ocean. Additional sedimentation occurred until a subconduction zone formed off the coast. That's too much. I can't process that. There are two main valleys in the park, Death Valley and Panamint Valley. Both of these valleys were formed within the last few million years, and both are bounded by north-south trending mountain ranges. These and adjacent valleys follow the general trend of basin and range topography with one modification. There are parallel strike-slip faults that perpendicularly bound the central extent of Death Valley. Let's find out what that is. What are strike slips? A strike slip fault, also known as a wrench fault. The fault surface plane is usually near vertical and the foot wall moves laterally. Oh, I thought there was a picture right there. Oh, that's just blocks. Schematic illustration. Show me a picture. Nope, more illustration. Nope, going back. Boring. Badwater Basin on Death Valley floor is the second lowest depression in the Western Hemisphere behind Laguna del Carbano in Argentina, while Mount Whitney, only 85 miles to the west, rises 14,505 feet and is the tallest mountain in the contiguous United States. Mount Whitney. What was that? Mount Whitney. All right, let's see. Let's zoom out of here. We're at the Devil's Hole. Wow, that looks like the moon right there, people. All right, and we're going to go to Mount Whitney, California. Here we go. Get ready. Here we go. Man, that's some crazy stuff there. Mount Whitney is the highest point in the contiguous United States. It looks like there's a lake or a pond right there. But it doesn't look green. Isn't it supposed to be green or maybe covered? Mount Whitney. There's just some big old lakes, man. Check out that thing. That's a crazy lake. Is that where they filmed the moon landing? Look at all these where it runs, the water runs down from up here, it runs down into the valley. There's Alabama Spillway. I think people are annoyed by overheating around here in their cars. Can you imagine? I mean, I can't imagine cars running out there. So yeah, so over here in Death Valley National Park is the lowest point in the United States, while just this far away, Mount Whitney is the highest point. I mean, that's just gotta shoot right up out of the desert. Right up out of the desert. Oh, look, there's a good picture. Cross section through the highest and lowest points in Death Valley National Park. Bring that up. Can we shrink that down a little bit? Go back. Nope, won't let me shrink that down. So let's see what we can do about that. Okay. I don't know where Telescope Peak is. There's Argus Range. You see that here. And then Panamint Valley. Right? And then Panamint Range and Telescope Peak. Badwater Basin. There's Badwater Basin. Then you got the Armagosa Range and the Armagosa Desert. So you see sea level there. It's 282 feet at Badwater Basin. Now, 11,000 is not as high as Mount Whitney. It was at 14,000, right? It was at 14,000 for sure. So Telescope Peak is a little under 11,000 feet. That line up there where Telescope Peak is. Back out of that. Wow. That's crazy. Look at that. There is water there. Huh. Can you imagine pulling a camper in a truck through Death Valley? Look at the mountains in the background. I know you can't see them yet. Hold on. Those mountains in the background. That one over there on the left's got snow on it, man. That might be your old camper. You never know. Might made its way out to Death Valley. That's just, I wonder how deep that water is. Like inches? I don't know. It doesn't look like it would be much more than a couple of feet deep. really. Because when you look how flat that terrain is, and it doesn't cover much. Right in here, that's not a lot of area, so it's got to be pretty shallow. He says that with conviction. 3 inches. Not, a few inches, but 3. Are you looking this stuff up? Are you having your AI look it up for you? Your artificial intelligence bot that moves around and looks stuff up for you. Go back more. There we go. The hot, dry climate makes it difficult for soil to form. Mass wasting. The downslope movement of loose rock is therefore the dominant erosion force in mountainous areas, resulting in skeletonized ranges, mountains with very little soil on them. Sand dunes in the park, while famous, are not nearly as widespread as their fame for the dryness of the area may suggest. The Mesquite Flat Dune Field is the most easily accessible from the paved road just east of Stovetop Wells in the north-central part of the valley and is primarily made of quartz sand. Wow. Yeah. So one of the things that I wanted to look up, and it's interesting about Death Valley, is the creeping rocks, or sailing stones. I'm sorry, sailing stones. These things, I just don't see how the scientists, they tell you this stuff. It just doesn't seem like that is completely truthful. Let's see, we can go one more. Okay, I can still read that. That's important. I don't care what you dudes can read, but I can read. All right. Why can't you see that? Sailing stones. All right. So, located on the border of California, Death Valley National Park, designated 1933, is home to one of the world's strangest phenomena, rocks that move along the desert ground with no gravitational cause. Known as sailing stones, the rocks vary in size from a few ounces to hundreds of pounds. Sailing stones are stones that move in the desert and leave a track on a mud bottom behind. Their movement is explained by thin ice rafts with the stones frozen into them. A slight wind is enough to move the ice platform and rock, which slide on the slippery mud bottom. Maybe this is how the Egyptians moved all those stones to build the pyramids. I think this is how it was. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is how it's done. So do you think somewhere, I know, somewhere out there, some yahoo's gone around and tried to pick these things up. But what I want to know is Death Valley. How does it freeze? How do these things ride an ice raft? And I guess my idea of physics is all wrong. I think all wrong. Why? Because see, if you can tell in the photo right here, this thing is pushing mud. It's got a berm. I don't know what else you would call it. It's got a lip of mud that it is pushing out of its way as it moves. And you can see behind it, you can see, its trail. Tell me how that even works. I just don't understand. In 2014, scientists were able to capture the movement of the stones for the first time using time-lapse photography. Why in the devil did it take them until 2014 how long has time-lapse been going on, people? The results strongly suggest that the sailing stones are the result of a perfect balance of ice, water, and wind. In the winter of 2014, rain formed a small pond that froze overnight and thawed the next day, creating a vast sheet of ice that was reduced by midday to only a few millimeters thick. Driven by a light wind, this sheet broke up and accumulated behind the stones, slowly pushing them forward. That sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook junk. I don't understand. All right, the rocks of racetrack playa. Can you see that? Racetrack playa are composed of dolomite and syenite, the same materials that make up the surrounding mountains. Not just rocks, but mites. They tumble down due to forces of erosion. I'm following. I'm tracking that. Coming to rest on the parched, that means no water, parched ground below. Once they reach the level surface of the playa, Playa, the rocks somehow move horizontally, leaving perfect tracks behind them to record their path. Many of the largest rocks have left behind trails as long as 1,500 feet, suggesting that they've moved a long way indeed from their original location. Rocks with a rough-bottomed surface leave straight tracks, while smooth-bottomed rocks tend to wander. Hello? The sailing stones have been observed and studied since the early 1900s, and several theories have been suggested to explain the mysterious movement. Well, I think the 2014 scientists that put that junk up is just that, just a theory. I just don't see it happening. I don't see that being possible. All right, so let me move you over here. Let me see what this side of the screen. Oh, you sugar, quit it. All right, so over here, I'm going to show this to you. Let me get it. Let me get it. Let me get it. All right, so the timeline. In 1915, first documented observation of sailing stones. 1972, Sharp and Carey proposed ice rafts as the mechanism of sailing stones. 2013, Norris and colleagues capture the first video of sailing stones in motion. 2014, Norris and colleagues reveal the role of wind and thin ice sheets in sailing stones. I'm not grasping it. I wonder what would happen. I wonder if a person could go out there. How long does it take them to move? I mean, are they moving, how long does it take for them to move a foot? Move a foot. Let's see if somebody will answer that question. Move a foot. So look at that guy. He's made a turn. It's not just tiny rocks, they're really big rocks. The caption. We really love the desert, not just in its beauty, but because of the strange and ridiculous things you can find out there. California's Death Valley National Park is the hottest place on the planet and the driest place in North America. Dry, even though they say they're floating on ice. And home to the eerie and at times haunting seeming playa or dried lake bed, also known as the racetrack. This is where you'll find the park's famous sailing stones stones that slide across the cracked dry surface of the racetracks with nothing appearing to push or pull them, leaving sharp, eerie tracks in the mud behind them. The stones sometimes weigh 500 pounds, can move more than 15 feet in a I'm not making that up. I don't know who wrote this. 15 feet in a single minute. In a single minute, and often leave trails up to 1,000 feet in their wake. But the strangest thing of all, no one has actually seen them move, at least not in person. Though in 2014, they were finally caught in motion via remote time-lapse photography. No people were there to see it. When people are there, they don't move. Hello? Hello? Oh, yeah, down here. Spoiler alert, it says. The mystery behind the stones have been solved, according to a Death Valley National Park representative who is apparently unable to share their full name or title with us, which is very mysterious and thus on brand. The stones are difficult to catch in action because they only move under special conditions, even though they can move 15 feet in a minute. It's got to be special conditions. One, no people around. The phenomena usually happens in winter after we get rain, the rep said. After a storm, thin but extremely slippery ice can form on the playa, allowing strong winds to push even bison-sized rocks across the surface and leave tracks in the mud behind them. See, if it's leaving tracks, that means it's digging into the mud. Digging into the mud. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And they're all out there. They're all out there just for a stroll. All these rocks, man, they've come down from the mountains. Where are they going? Dude, it looks like they're all heading towards the same place. All right, we've been at this a long time. Let's just see. Right now, let's just see if we can find somebody. Sailing Stones video. Let's just pick this one. I don't know if this is a good one or not. I have no idea. Where's my sound, baby? There ain't no sound. All right, so right here, this rock, this dude's moving. Now stop.
We start getting really excited as we pass.
Oh, stop it. I don't know. I don't know. That just seems very, very suspect. Very, very suspect to me. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's just a big alien, rocks, ghosts pushing rocks around the desert. What do you think? Is it ghosts pushing rocks around the desert? I don't know. But Death Valley's hot. You got to be careful when you go there. You got to have your gas tank full. All right? You've got to take precautions. Look at the website before you go. Look for any alerts. Look the day you go out there. It said that one alert says don't hike after 10 a.m. Take plenty of water. Cell phones don't work. It's a wasteland. It's a desert wasteland. And let me ask you this. Why don't cell phones work? I mean, it's flat. It's a basin, right? You put one over here on Mount Whitney and one over here near Las Vegas, get them in closer, and you could cover the whole desert. Why? Alien blackout. That's why. Aliens don't want you to know what's pushing them rocks around. That's what it is. That's my theory, and I'm a sticking to it. All right. So, I would say that much elevation change would create odd conditions, but it's lower than sea level. They have winter. Apparently, they do have some, rainfall or moisture. I mean, I can understand that, but I can't understand wind. All right, maybe it's 100-mile-an-hour wind. Nobody ever said to move a 500-pound rock on mud and make a wake of mud in its path. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just really weird about that. And nobody can explain it. And nobody can videotape it unless it's remote. Why can't you just go out there and stand and wait? And why wouldn't the wind push you? Could you get a sled and like sit down on the sled and just wait? Maybe I could find a sponsor. That's what we need to do right now. If there's a sponsor out there that wants to see me sit down in a sled, go to Death Valley in this, I bet they won't let you go down there. You probably can't even set foot on the play riverbed or lake bed or whatever it is. Because people get out there and be pushing on the things and rolling them around like big snowballs and stuff. You probably can't go out there. But if somebody wants to send me out there so I can try sitting in a sled during the wintertime in Death Valley and see if I get pushed around by the mysterious wind, hit me up. Hit me up. 15,085 miles. You think somebody would? Somebody would what? See them moving? Go down there and monkey around with them? I bet they've got it protected because those are the dead giant playgrounds or something. I don't know. Ghost playgrounds? Who knows? All right. So if you watched the video, you've made it this far. I think this is probably one of the longest ones I've had. Like, subscribe. You owe it to yourself. You've got camping. Miles, you think someone would camp it? Well, I would. I mean, I would just go there and wait. I mean, people sit around and for weeks to try to find the dang on Loch Ness monster, videotaping the lake, the loch. But nobody wants to sit along the edge of this and see if they can videotape. Does anybody ever put like, a sailboat down there? I don't understand. Why is it so hard? Because the government don't want you down there. Don't be tripping around making footprints in the frozen mud snow stuff. Anyway, if you've made it this far, like, subscribe to the channel. You owe it to yourself. Leave me a comment. Make fun of me. Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me I'm right. I don't know what I'm right on. I am right to the fact that it's just very strange and nobody really knows why. Maybe it can't be reproduced. That to me says they don't know why. And, check back later for more stupid videos. Not stupid. Entertaining. Oh, you won't put a GPS track. That'd make them too heavy, Robert. They'd roll over. Bonk. Then they wouldn't be able to move at all. And then they'd be stranded like a turtle on its back. So, I appreciate you. Robert Garthok, if you're still out there. Maybe he's trying to roll stones and mud there in his house. It hasn't rained in a while. You're going to have a hard time. All right, everybody. Appreciate it. Summer schedule next Thursday. Going to have another show for tonight. I guess I'm done. I think I'm going to have some watermelon, Robert. I hadn't had any watermelon tonight yet, but I think we're going to go and dig me out a slice or two and just see how it is. All right, let me click this button. Where'd it go? Stop streaming. All right, everybody. Till next Thursday, next time, I'm going to try to put up a video. You know, send me a message. Ask me, where's those stupid videos you keep promising? All right, see y'all.